The vastness of the universe holds secrets beyond the comprehension of even the most advanced species. At the heart of the Galactic Council, an unusual mystery arises, challenging the very laws of caution and even survival. Humans, those unpredictable creatures with their enigmatic customs and boundless courage, now find themselves at the center of attention. When Captain Jack Harper, during an interplanetary mission, calmly reaches out to stroke the Cat-Hannah Death Beast, a ferocious and misunderstood creature, the shock is palpable. Observers from countless galaxies ask, how can these humans, who should fear the unknown, dare to seek connection where any other species would see only destruction? This strange impulse, this unrestrained empathy, sparks profound questions about humanity and its instincts. How can they relate even to hostile beings? What is the line between courage and recklessness for a species that sees alliances and possibilities where others see only danger? In the wake of this act, Captain Harper embarks on an intergalactic journey that defies conventions and bridges the divide between long-warring races. Yet behind this ability to forge bonds lies something deeper, a secret the Council is only beginning to uncover. What makes humans, explorers of an infinite frontier, so unique? And how far will the universe's mysteries unravel through the courage of a single gesture? The Galactic Council convened in its grand chamber, a vast and luminous space with wide windows capturing the majesty of the cosmos. Within it were represented countless peoples and civilizations, each with its own forms and traditions, reflecting the diversity of the unknown frontier. On this day, however, something unusual held the undivided attention of all present. At the chamber's center floated an enormous hologram, broadcasting live scenes of an event defying all known logic. The figure of a human, Captain Jack Harper, stood before the Cat-Hannah Death Beast, a creature feared across many space colonies for its ferocity and lethality. The perplexity among the council members was unmistakable. "Is this real?" asked one counselor, an ethereal being of the Voldan species, their trembling voice reflecting both curiosity and disbelief. The Cat-Hannah Death Beast was infamous for its deadly instincts and violent aversion to any form of approach. Yet Harper remained calm, slowly advancing toward the creature. He raised his hand and, with astonishing gentleness, stroked the beast's coarse, rigid fur. A murmur of astonishment rippled through the chamber as the hologram displayed every detail of this unprecedented touch. Observers from different species exchanged uneasy glances, some shocked, others intrigued, all bewildered by Harper's improbable behavior. It was as if he was unaware of the imminent danger, or worse, as if his confidence was impervious to any threat. The scene defied the survival instincts of any rational species. "Is this madness or something beyond our understanding?" murmured a counselor from the Arana species, their expression oscillating between fear and fascination. No one had an answer. As Harper stroked the beast, it visibly calmed, lowering its head in a gesture of acceptance. The moment's stillness starkly contrasted with the Cat-Hannah Beast's known hostile nature, making it clear that Harper possessed a unique ability to confront the unknown. Some counselors were incredulous, others visibly disturbed. In a universe where survival often meant constant battles against dangerous forces, Harper's approach appeared as a living enigma, revealing a facet of humanity the Galactic Council had yet to grasp. Counselor Therix, a creature with luminescent scales, could not hide his astonishment. They don't use technology to protect themselves? How can they place so much trust in their own instincts? His neighbor, a Taukai counselor, simply shook his head, fascinated. To him, Harper's actions were proof of something transcending the normal parameters of galactic diplomacy. Across the galaxy, observers watched with bated breath, marveling at the bravery and uncommon serenity of this human. Harper leaned closer to the Cat-Hannah Beast, appearing to whisper something only the creature could hear. His attitude of peace and respect shocked everyone present. For other species, intergalactic exploration had always meant technological precautions and cautious approaches, never something so direct. "Is this real?" The ricks repeated, but this time no one replied. It became evident that something profound was unfolding. A unique, perhaps dangerous human ability to forge bonds with hostile beings. Doubt and fascination filled the chamber, where every second of Harper's interaction with the Cathana beast seemed to rewrite the principles of interstellar interaction. "Do we have something to learn from this?" whispered a counselor from the Iloria race, her deep eyes reflecting the image of the creature bowing to the human's touch. The connection between Harper and the creature challenged long-held beliefs about survival, pacification, and humanity's role in the vast cosmos. The scene ended, but silence lingered in the chamber, echoing the profound impact of Harper's actions. The counselors, who once viewed humans as mere explorers, began questioning the limits of interspecies interaction and the potential of human diplomacy. The Galactic Council's perception of humanity was shifting. Harper had revealed a surprising and potentially valuable facet of his species, one that would undoubtedly shape future decisions within the Council. Harper's actions quickly spread across the Galactic Council and beyond, becoming a near-mythical tale among colonies and civilizations at the edge of the unknown. His gesture of stroking the Cathana death beast, not just once, but as if forging a connection, resonated like a living legend. In the Council's halls, the feat sparked heated debates. Some considered him reckless, while others saw him as a symbol of courage and empathy unparalleled by any other species. Every civilization, intrigued, sought to understand how a human could bond with a creature infamous for its hostility, something that seemed to defy the laws of interstellar behavior. The fascination was so great that the Council decided to investigate this human capability further. Observing Harper on subsequent missions, scientists and diplomats noted that he exhibited the same instinctive connection with other equally dangerous creatures. He approached territorial or highly aggressive beings with a calmness that baffled his alien colleagues. For the Council members, this was an intriguing mystery, prompting one Gilkar counselor to comment reverently, "Humans possess something beyond reason and calculation, something that penetrates the core of any being." These words reverberated among the Council, and Harper began to be seen as a natural mediator. As Harper became a figure of curiosity and even admiration, the Council started recognizing the strategic value of this human gift. In interplanetary meetings, discussions turned to how this singular ability could be leveraged for diplomacy. If he can connect with a single hostile creature, perhaps he can mediate conflicts in more complex situations, suggested a counselor from the Tel species, her multifaceted eyes reflecting visions of unprecedented interstellar alliances. What had seemed like an isolated act now began to take on galactic significance. During his missions, Harper continued to explore the universe's mysteries and forge unexpected bonds, fueling the fascination of those who followed his journey. On an expedition to Lyra, a planet inhabited by aggressive reptilian creatures, he once again defied expectations by earning the trust of the feared jungle guardians. With a combination of caution and tranquility, Harper approached the leader of the group, robust creature with gleaming scales and piercing red eyes. To everyone's astonishment, the creature not only refrained from attacking, but approached Harper in a display of mutual respect that no one could explain. Over time, Harper transitioned from being seen as a mere explorer to becoming a symbol of interstellar diplomacy and survival. His serene, unarmed demeanor created an invisible bridge between humanity and other life forms, drawing the Council's interest as they began to study his behavior. Observing him, the Council concluded that he possessed a rare ability to foster peace and build connections between civilizations that had long regarded one another as adversaries. Harper's empathy came to be regarded as a kind of advanced technology, something he demonstrated naturally, but with an impact rivaling any diplomatic apparatus. Civilizations seeking closer ties with the Council tried to replicate Harper's gestures, sending ambassadors to simulations where hostile creatures were introduced in controlled environments. Yet none achieved similar results. Instead, hostility or indifference were the predominant reactions. It was as if the human species held an intrinsic connection to the unknown, something other peoples could not replicate. This gift earned Harper the respect of diverse cultures and solidified humanity's reputation as natural mediators. Harper's growing popularity and innate ability to form unique bonds led the Council to summon him for missions where his gift could be put to use. Each new mission became an opportunity for Harper to prove his ability to resolve conflicts, establishing peaceful contact with species notorious for their aggression. On one such expedition, he approached a colossal aquatic creature known as the Golden Claw, which dwelled in the depths of a water world. With calm gestures and a serene gaze, Harper connected with the creature, which instead of responding with hostility, accepted the human's presence. Harper's actions sparked a new wave of admiration within the Council, which began documenting his accomplishments as examples for cases where other civilizations failed to achieve understanding. In every interaction, Harper demonstrated that true advanced technology and innovation lay not just in the ability to explore space or build weapons, but in finding a shared language with other life forms. Gradually, Harper's name was inscribed in the Council's archives as a unique diplomatic reference capable of accomplishing the impossible. Through his missions, Harper earned the informal title Ambassador of the Thresholds, a designation that reflected his ability to cross barriers and foster relationships with beings considered uncontrollable. For the Council, this new role represented the potential for a deeper approach to intergalactic diplomacy. Harper thus became a symbol of a new kind of exploration, one that not only charted the stars but also sought connection with its creatures and cultures, acknowledging that survival in space depended as much on empathy as on innovation. Traditional diplomacy began to give way to something grander, an era where alliances were not forged solely by political or economic interests, but by emotional bonds capable of transcending borders and dissolving conflicts. Harper's role as a mediator intensified, and he carried with him the responsibility of using his singular gift to represent the Council in peace negotiations and critical missions. On every journey, his presence served as a reminder that the unknown could be faced not with force, but with respect and understanding. And so, the Galactic Council came to view Harper as the link capable of uniting civilizations in conflict. His ability to connect with the seemingly impossible offered the universe a chance to build unbreakable, peaceful bridges. Harper's empathy and intuition paved the way for the Council and the space colonies to embrace a future of cooperation and harmony, one where humanity's unique gift of connection illuminated the path forward. Captain Harper's extraordinary ability to connect with hostile creatures reached the Cathan people, a civilization that revered courage and respect for untamed nature. News of his encounter with the fearsome Cathana death beast spread to the Cathan Council, prompting a rare event, a solemn celebration in honor of the human. In the Cathan's ancestral history, few had ever calmed a death beast, and none of them had been an outsider. The honor bestowed upon Harper elevated him to the status of Guardian of Cathana, a distinguished title reserved for those who demonstrated exceptional bravery and empathy. This title, granted only in extraordinary circumstances, transformed Harper into a living legend among the Cathan. In a ceremony steeped in ancient rituals, the Cathan Council presented him with a necklace made of mystical bones, a symbol of his bond with the beast and the people who venerated it. The ceremony, witnessed remotely by representatives of the Galactic Council, demonstrated the profound respect Harper had earned. The necklace, a sacred cultural relic, represented an unbreakable bond between him and the natural force the Cathan held sacred. The surprise and admiration were palpable among Galactic Council representatives who observed this alliance with a mix of fascination and perplexity. For many of the civilizations present, such a gesture was unprecedented and deeply inspiring. Whispers filled the Council's halls as each species tried to grasp what the bond between the Cathan and humans could mean for intergalactic dynamics. The Cathan had demonstrated that human empathy transcended cultural and symbolic barriers, suggesting that through courage and respect, peaceful alliances were possible in a universe often defined by conflict. The newly formed alliance between humans and Cathan opened opportunities for cooperation in intergalactic exploration, cultural exchange, and scientific advancement. The title of Guardian, now carried by Harper, made him a unifying figure between cultures. In academic institutions and research centers, humans began studying Cathan myths, while the Cathan delved into human technology. This exchange of knowledge established a foundation for peaceful coexistence, with each species respecting and learning about the other's values and traditions. As the relationship between humans and the Cathan deepened, cultural exchange flourished. Harper's title as Guardian became a frequent reference in diplomatic discussions, cited as an example of how cultural respect and understanding could wield more power than political treaties. On diplomatic missions, Harper's presence evoked admiration and inspired other civilizations to reconsider their practices. With each mission, Harper carried a cultural legacy that resonated with respect, forging connections with civilizations that had previously viewed the Galactic Council with distrust. Inspired by the bond between Harper and the Cathan, some counselors began to question whether cultural integration might hold the key to dissolving long-standing conflicts. Human empathy, which had fostered this unusual alliance, was discussed in meetings as a diplomatic tool with the potential to resolve interplanetary impasses. Among the space colonies, rumors about Harper and his Guardian title grew, fostering a new perception of humanity not just as an advanced civilization, but as a people with profound values. Before long, Harper was summoned to represent the Council in highly complex diplomatic missions. In every event, the necklace he wore symbolized the alliance between the Cathan and humanity, reminding all that strong alliances could be built on courage and respect. Harper strengthened ties with once hostile civilizations, carrying with him the legacy of his connection to the Cathana death beast. In every alien encounter, his presence carried the weight of an emblem, a promise that empathy was the key to peaceful coexistence. Harper's influence spread rapidly, making him one of the Council's most sought-after diplomats. Each new mission tested his patience and diplomatic skill, but he remained steadfast in his conviction that mutual respect between civilizations was the only path to lasting peace. His actions reinforced the idea that intergalactic exploration and coexistence were not merely theoretical goals, but practical necessities for universal harmony. Harper did not just represent his species, he embodied a new vision of coexistence. When Harper was invited to a solemn meeting of the Galactic Council, he entered the chamber wearing the necklace given to him by the Cathan. Each counselor, upon seeing him, recognized the symbolic importance of that act, a representation of the connection between diverse forms of life and cultures. The council members reflected on the potential of this alliance to redefine intergalactic diplomacy. From that moment, the galaxy would never be the same, as Harper and his Guardian title paved the way for a diplomacy rooted in mutual understanding and respect. The impact of the partnership between humans and the Cathan was undeniable, and the Council began to accept that true alliances could be founded on empathy rather than politics. The bone necklace Harper wore was more than a cultural relic, it was a symbol of a new era in galactic diplomacy. It demonstrated that by challenging boundaries and opening hearts, it was possible to transform the universe into a place where peace and respect were the greatest achievements. Harper's appointment as the Guardian of Cathana profoundly impacted the Galactic Council. Recognizing his diplomatic gift and extraordinary ability to connect with diverse cultures and species, the Council quickly realized he could play a unique role in interplanetary missions, where peace was fragile and cosmic conflicts loomed. Harper was no longer merely a representative of Earth. He had become a pivotal figure in interspecies diplomacy, venturing into territories where no one else dared to tread. Each mission reinforced his commitment to peace, inspiring respect and admiration from other civilizations. In every mission, Harper faced diplomatic challenges that others deemed impossible. On one such journey, he was tasked with negotiating with the Egras, a reptilian species adapted to extreme planetary climates. For the Egras, whose civilization was shaped by aggression and deep mistrust, any approach from outsiders was perceived as a threat. Yet Harper, with his characteristic calm, managed to establish contact without conflict, demonstrating his genuine intent for cooperation and mutual respect. Harper prepared for the encounter by studying Egras' culture and their traditions of warfare. He learned about their rituals and understood that reverence for nature's forces was central to their identity. Instead of imposing an agreement, Harper approached the Egras leaders using the language of the winds, a cultural gesture he had mastered. Through careful and respectful movements, he conveyed his message of empathy and collaboration without uttering a word, earning the Egras' trust in a way no one had before. This meeting became a symbol of a new diplomatic approach rooted in understanding and respect. This approach, transcending conventional diplomatic techniques, began attracting the attention of other civilizations. Harper sought not just to resolve conflicts, but to understand their nature, the essence of each species, and above all, to respect their individuality. His posture not only impressed the leaders of space colonies, but also ushered in a new era in the Council's diplomacy. His ability to handle such delicate issues underscored the importance of empathy and respect in a diverse galaxy where militaristic solutions often failed. One of Harper's most challenging missions occurred in the Lyran system, where a territorial dispute threatened to ignite war between space colonies and the Zarn, a species of autonomous artificial intelligence that had settled on a resource-rich planet they considered sacred. The colonies sought to exploit the territory, while the Zarn saw it as their sanctuary. Harper, assigned as the mediator, knew he would need the entirety of his diplomatic skills to resolve the situation without triggering a devastating conflict. In his meeting with the Zarn representatives, Harper did something that surprised everyone. Rather than treating the Zarn as machines, he acknowledged them as autonomous beings with inherent rights. Sharing stories of humanity and his own experiences, Harper fostered an honest dialogue with the Zarn, who had never been treated so respectfully by other species. His approach had an immediate impact. For the first time, the Zarn opened themselves to negotiation, paving the way for an unprecedented agreement. Over days of dialogue, the situation in the Lyran system, once on the brink of war, transformed into a peaceful resolution. Harper helped the colonists understand the symbolic value of the planet to the Zarn, demonstrating that intergalactic exploration could proceed without erasing entire cultures. His approach was simple yet profound. He believed that exploration and colonization should be alliances, not impositions. The peaceful resolution of the dispute solidified Harper's reputation as an ambassador whose vision was guided by empathy. Counselors, closely following Harper's every move, began to realize that his actions went far beyond traditional diplomacy. Harper didn't settle for easing tensions. He offered a vision of coexistence founded on mutual respect and shared prosperity. Inspired by his example, some counselors began to reevaluate their own diplomatic practices, seeing in Harper's interactions a new model for interplanetary alliances. Harper didn't just seek alliances. He built genuine and profound connections, a trait rarely seen before. Harper became an essential figure in the galaxy's most complex negotiations, with his presence reinforcing the idea that true peace could only be achieved through understanding and mutual respect. On every new mission, he reaffirmed that survival in space wasn't just about advanced technology or military might, but about finding a balance that honored the universe's diversity. Harper embodied this philosophy in every word and gesture, and his influence grew, reaching beyond humanity to inspire other species to follow his example. Through his missions, Harper continued to strengthen alliances and open new channels of dialogue between previously conflicting civilizations. His ability to look beyond appearances and understand each species' needs and fears made him a model of peaceful coexistence. Within the Council, he was no longer just the guardian of Katana. He was an ambassador guided by deeper values, a figure representing a galaxy in transformation. Every civilization that encountered him knew he was more than a diplomat. He was a visionary carrying the promise of genuine, lasting peace. In the Galactic Council, Harper's abilities did not go unnoticed. Each interaction he had with diverse species, especially hostile ones, raised significant questions among counselors. How could humans, hailing from a seemingly ordinary planet, demonstrate such a unique and powerful empathy? Determined to unravel this gift, the Council established the Committee on Empathy. Comprising scientists and interspecies behavior specialists, the committee began a thorough investigation into what seemed to be a natural talent for humans to forge emotional bonds, even under extreme circumstances. Initial studies focused on observing Harper's missions. Researchers noticed his use of subtle gestures, smiles, glances, and light touches that appeared to create an invisible connection with those around him. Surveillance footage captured every movement, revealing how even Harper's facial expressions elicited positive reactions from species known for their isolation or aggression. These intriguing details suggested that human contact transcended verbal communication, touching something deeper and almost intangible between beings. Intrigued by the success of these gestures, the committee advanced its research and discovered that humans possessed unique biochemical traits. In high-stress situations, Harper emitted natural chemicals that, when analyzed, showed a calming effect on certain sensitive species. These emissions, including pheromones and other bioactive substances, seemed to be unconsciously projected during critical moments, creating an emotionally tranquil environment. This discovery led scientists to theorize about the biological role of human empathy, particularly its ability to influence alien beings. Further analysis revealed that human empathy was a combination of biology and finely tuned social instincts honed through evolutionary history. Preliminary conclusions suggested that humans developed this skill as a survival mechanism. Living in groups and facing challenges in varied environments, humans evolved to perceive and respond to others' emotions, creating an instinctive connection that now, in an intergalactic context, made them ideal for diplomatic negotiations. For the committee, this empathy was not merely a social tool, but an instinct refined for thriving in diversity. As research deepened, the idea of formalizing this gift into a program emerged. The Council decided to establish the Human-Animal Cooperation Program, aimed at training more humans to harness their natural abilities in diplomacy. Through this program, Harper and other selected humans would learn to apply their empathy in alien contexts, mediating interspecies conflicts and building enduring alliances. The committee envisioned this program as a revolutionary shift in interspecies relations, replacing military force with emotional connection and mutual respect. To test the program, Harper was sent to a frontier region known for its conflicts between space colonies and autonomous species. There, he and a council team closely monitored his interactions with the local inhabitants, analyzing every detail of his conversations and gestures. Over weeks, Harper engaged with a variety of beings, many of whom had never opened themselves to dialogue before. His mere presence seemed to diffuse tensions, and within days, he initiated peace talks that had once seemed impossible. Harper's progress impressed the committee researchers, who documented every interaction for further study. Soon, the final report revealed an even more surprising conclusion. The true secret of human empathy lay not only in biology or chemistry, but in the combination of profound emotional instincts and an almost spiritual intuition. In each interaction, Harper didn't merely observe, he sought to understand the concerns and values of others. Aliens, no matter how different, felt acknowledged on a level that transcended logic. With the success of the Human-Animal Cooperation Program, the Council decided to expand it, selecting additional humans for training and deployment to conflict zones and diplomatic missions. Each new participant underwent specialized training to enhance and direct their empathetic abilities in alien contexts. Space colonies strongly supported the initiative, seeing it as a hope for lasting peace and an alternative to constant wars. Gradually, this new approach transformed galactic diplomacy, proving that emotional bonds could be more effective than any formal treaty. The program also inspired a cultural movement among humans and other species. The concepts of empathy and patience became valued as an emotional technology that surpassed the capabilities of artificial intelligence or weaponry. Intergalactic exploration, once centered on expansion and conquest, began to be reconsidered. Harper and his team symbolized the potential for a new era of peace where diplomacy and mutual respect formed the foundation for progress. Consequently, humanity's image within the Galactic Council became synonymous with the promise of harmony. Harper's presence, along with the program's success, served as a constant reminder that even in the vast and impersonal universe, there was an invisible connection uniting all species. Harper understood that his mission was more than diplomacy. It was a call to explore the cosmos with a new kind of vision, one that saw peaceful coexistence as the ultimate goal. His pioneering role in this field inspired counselors and diplomats alike, making it clear that humanity had something truly unique to offer the universe. Harper's next mission took him to Quoria, an isolated planet renowned for its breathtaking beauty and home to the Quicks, a complex, intensely territorial telepathic species. The planet's surreal landscapes, glowing phosphorescent forests, and pulsating rivers that seemed like the planet's lifeblood, hid a troubling mystery. The telepathic Quicks, despite their advanced mental abilities, had become alarmingly aggressive, attacking anything that ventured too close. Harper saw this as a riddle, suspecting an external force was disrupting the Quicks' natural balance. Upon landing, Harper felt a unique pressure in the air, as though the emotions of the Quicks floated invisibly, weaving themselves into the planet's atmosphere. The discomfort was tangible, a network of disturbed thoughts and heightened emotions. Using a mental translator, an advanced device designed to capture telepathic fragments, Harper began perceiving flashes of the Quicks' chaotic thoughts. Their mental state revealed deep distress, as though an unseen force was causing collective unease. Through careful observation, Harper noticed unsettling patterns. The Quicks gathered at specific planetary sites, drawn by an invisible pull. These gatherings were marked by bursts of aggression, as if they were struggling against an unseen enemy. Intrigued, Harper hypothesized that the source of their agitation wasn't natural, but rather an external disturbance affecting their telepathic sensitivity. Driven by intuition and a commitment to solving the mystery, Harper ventured into one of the most active Quick gathering areas. There, he discovered remnants of an ancient underground facility built by a now extinct civilization. Though abandoned, the site radiated a subtle, unsettling energy. With the assistance of his autonomous AI, Harper investigated further and uncovered an operational device emitting a low-frequency signal. Imperceptible to most, this signal was deeply disruptive to telepathic beings. Harper concluded that this forgotten technology was the root cause of the Quicks' agitation and hostility. When Harper deactivated the device, the effects were immediate. A calming wave washed over the region, and the Quicks, once frenzied and aggressive, began to exhibit signs of tranquility. Harper felt the shift in the air, a palpable sense of relief emanating from the Quicks, which seemed to resonate with his own mind. For the first time, Harper experienced what could only be described as telepathic gratitude, a flood of peaceful emotions shared directly from the Quicks to him. This breakthrough allowed Harper to establish a preliminary telepathic bond with the Quicks. The connection wasn't verbal, but an intuitive exchange of images, sounds, and emotions, creating a deep mutual understanding. Through this bond, the Quicks shared visions of their world and traditions, revealing a society built on harmony and peace, yet profoundly vulnerable to external disruptions. Harper realized that preserving peace on Quoria meant not only maintaining environmental stability, but also protecting the species' unique mental harmony. News of Harper's discovery quickly reached the Galactic Council. What had once been seen as an uncontrollable threat was now understood as a case of environmental imbalance affecting a telepathic species. The Council was astonished by Harper's solution, which required no advanced weaponry, but instead a profound understanding of the interplay between environment and behavior. In recognition of his efforts, the Quicks named Harper Guardian of Quoria, a title reserved for those who make significant contributions to the planet's peace and harmony. With his new title, Harper continued exploring Quoria, diligently searching for other disruptive devices left behind by ancient civilizations. His efforts uncovered additional machinery emitting similar frequencies, which he deactivated in coordination with the Council team. These actions ensured that Quoria and its telepathic inhabitants could live free of the interference that had destabilized their mental and emotional balance. Upon returning to the Galactic Council, Harper presented a comprehensive report recommending strict regulations to monitor and protect sensitive ecosystems. He emphasized that interstellar survival required more than physical safety. It demanded a balance that accounted for both environmental and mental well-being, especially for telepathic species like the Quicks. His recommendations were well received, and the Council quickly implemented policies to safeguard such vulnerable worlds from unintended technological disruptions. Harper's mission to Quoria reshaped the Council's approach to interspecies relations. He demonstrated that peace often required a holistic strategy that respected not just the physical integrity of territories, but also the mental and spiritual needs of their inhabitants. His experience became a landmark case, guiding future expeditions and reminding all that peaceful coexistence in the unknown frontiers demanded deep understanding and absolute respect for each unique form of life. Armed with this new perspective, Harper continued his journey through the cosmos, applying the wisdom gained on Quoria. He knew that his experience there could serve as a blueprint for countless other missions where survival and harmony depended on achieving balance between environment and psyche. On every new planet, Harper sought to uncover the universe's mysteries, fully aware that the key to intergalactic peace might lie in fostering empathy and respecting the unseen but powerful forces that sustain each ecosystem. As Harper steps away from the Galactic Council, the vast cosmos around him seems to pulse with new questions, new possibilities. Each mission he has undertaken has unveiled more about the nature of the beings inhabiting the galaxy and about humanity itself. Yet, one question lingers: how far can humans go? What drives this species to defy the unknown with an almost irrational impulse, reaching out even to the most hostile beings with a curious blend of courage and empathy? The Galactic Council, now more attuned to humanity's potential, watches with a mix of admiration and unease. What mysteries still await in the depths of space, in the most remote colonies, in uncharted frontiers where each alien encounter represents a new beginning? Artificial intelligence can predict tactics and calculate probabilities, but there is something about Harper and humanity that defies all programmable logic. What role will this unique bond between bravery and understanding play in the future of intergalactic alliances? And perhaps, what else does the universe hold for these unpredictable explorers? With every step forward, Harper leaves behind a trail of hope and a riddle that echoes among the stars. The cosmos, vast and untamable, now feels less like a threat and more like an invitation. But one thing is certain: the galaxy, with all its mysteries, will never be the same after the arrival of humanity.